I have some bleeding Strike King micro spinner baits. I like these too. Throw those in. The ponds, and I haven't caught anything out of the river or creeks with these. I also haven't thrown them enough probably, but definitely works in the pond. Next lure that I have in my box, of course, I think I showed you from the other tray, these micro thin fin. I got a bunch of them over here that I painted myself. Then I have 2 Rebel Crickhopper. They don't have a name on them, but I think that's exactly what they're called. You can find these almost anywhere. August, September, October, and maybe November, depending on how hot or cold it is. These things kill. Bass kills these, especially smallmouth on the river. I don't know what it is. And what you guys have seen so far, my personal best, the Barmer 4F in a crawl pattern that you've seen so far. My personal best, it was like 4 pounds or something like that at that one spot that I usually go to because everything else is closed or people put signs up. My personal best online that you guys seen. Then this is my like, oh, what the heck is that all about? It's not good. My bumblebee just came apart. Wow. What is that all about? Probably because all these other lures in there tangled up with it. But I was getting ready to show you guys my bumblebee. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to glue this one back together before I use it. On. Well, that just happened. I'm not cutting it out. I am going to leave it. And of course, I have that Rebel Crickhop. This is the Crickhop. The other one I showed you is a Crickpopper. This is the Crickhopper. Crickhopper, Crickpopper. This is one that dives. That's the one my dad uses more than anything. That's his go-to, those 2 lures. He'll throw the lure that I painted every once in a while. He don't want to lose it. And I keep telling him, man, you lose those lures, we can always get more. It's not one of those situations where it's the end all. Not unless I'm down to like my last one because I can't find any more of them. Then we got this here. The hellgrammite, the Rebel hellgrammite. It sinks. I haven't used it because it sinks. I don't use too many of those sinking lures. I don't know how fast this one sinks, so I'm gonna give it a whirl and see how it goes. Wow, though, that's crazy that happened. Next box. The Jitterbug. I have 1, 2, 3 of these in here in different colors. I tried using one on the river, no success. I got a pond that I can go to that I know would work, but I just haven't been there. And I got a lake that I can go to. Here we are, some Luckycraft Sexy RC 1.5s. Squarebill. Kind of common. Then I have a realis dual crank 50 SSR Kabuki. I want to say this thing is a wake and a shallow runner, depending on how fast you reel it. Try to grab it so you can get a good look. I'm going to really mess up the first name to this, so I'm not going to even really say it. I'm going to just no, I'm messing around. Imatsuki little bat, or little bats. I don't know why it says bats, but it's one lure. This color's weird. It's not weird. I know what color it is, and I know what paint is required to do this, but it has this little flap on the back, and when it's reeling, when it's spinning, it does a bounce, I guess after a certain amount of spins or something like that. I could be wrong, but it's called Chidori is what they call it. And I caught some monster bass, smallmouth on these. They didn't even give it a chance to really hit the water. As soon as I started reeling, boom. That's in a video coming up too. I have 5 of them, different colors. The frog, the solid black, and then some more frogs, and that solid black one. Some tiny torpedoes. And then I got a little bit bigger. I haven't really used these. I'll get to them though. Here's another one of my go-tos when all else is failing. This is called Great Hunting SP Flat Side. And then there's another version. Let me see if I can find it, if it says it. Nope, it says SP. One says 70. And they look the same. Well, whatever, man. Alright, anyways. On the box, one says SP. One says XP. Or 70X. I don't know the difference because they're both suspending. And they actually both slowly fall. The suspending part, I don't think it's there. But they really fall extremely slow. Speaking of extremely slow, I got some more clips. Split Snap Black by Spro. And these, I'll try to make it so that you can see one by itself, are 10 pound. I use these, they're really small when I'm trying to get something to suspend without putting one of those a little bit heavier snap swivels on. I'll go with this because they're really small. They're so small that if you're not paying attention and you reel them up without a lure on them, they will go all the way down inside the reel. That's how small they are. Spro snap swivel. Then I also have, the next thing is the Fat A Bomber. This one says Fat A. Yeah, Fat A, but 3F. Guess that's the size. I have a couple of these. I throw in the small ponds and stuff like that. They work. They definitely work. Next box, dedicated to river to sea. These might be my heaviest lures in my bait finesse box. They're 7 grams. I'm gonna show you the entire box. It's just all Whopper Plopper 60s. This one up here, I can't commit to Whopper Ploppers, but after what happened, you guys are gonna see the video and you're gonna start looking for these. On the hook set, I lost a smallmouth. I know he had to be anywhere close to 6 pounds, and I was just messing around trying my scorpion out because I think the scorpion has its magnet system is slightly different than the alder bearing, making it so that it can't cast down on 2 and 1 gram lures. So I use that one for the heavier stuff, 4 and up mainly. But let me take one out and let you see it. I wish I had some of my bigger Whopper Ploppers to show you, but that's it. That is it. So Whopper Plopper 60F. Why would they put floating on here? Are they planning on making a sinking model? Wouldn't make much sense, but maybe. It says F. I guess people who don't realize that the Whopper Plopper floats. I don't know, but yeah. I tried to get every color. I don't have chrome, I don't believe. They were sold out. Only 10 bucks a piece too, by the way. You find them anywhere else and they're overpriced. Just wait until somebody has them at a lower price. But yeah, that's a box dedicated to Whopper Ploppers. This box is blank, but except a few lures. I went to Bass Pro Shop and I seen these store brand minnows, like swim baits, and I asked the guy, are these sinking or floating? Because it doesn't say on it. They feel pretty heavy. I couldn't tell if they were sinking or floating. And he took them to the counter and he said, yeah, they're floating. I go fishing with them yesterday. They're sinking. The trout did turn on this one. It turned on it hard. I could not stop it and let it sit on the bottom because of the hooks in the shallow water. And you can see there's water flying out of it, which that's not good. It's gonna rust, especially being at the price that I paid for it. Do I recommend these? No. It's not my style. I want to throw them in deeper water. Might get lucky, might not. We'll see. There'll definitely be a February, March lure. And then of course I have this pink Mimps. Aliga size 5. I probably said that wrong. 5 inline spin. And that's it for that box. That box should be at the very bottom, but it's not. The last box is a Topwater box. This box is all Topwater. Caught a few monsters on these. Micro walking dog baits. They are called Luckycraft Amigos. It's the NW-Amigo Luckycraft. Video coming up of me catching a monster on this one. Not necessarily a monster, but a nice size one. Got it in a couple of different colors and in a smaller size. This one's called an NW pencil. I'm guessing that might be they look the same. Pencil 52. This one is Prism box. I don't know the company. Low ID time. Prism box is what it says on the bottom. It's small. It looks like a walking dog type. I'm gonna throw that. This one's called a Terraworks European. It looks cool. Is this Topwater? Doesn't have a lip on it. I'm gonna find out. Tiny Siglet. I really like the action on this. Unfortunately, I didn't catch any bass on it. As of yet, I did throw it a couple times. Then I got this. I call it a clear lip. What is that thing called, man? Here, yep, clear lip jitterbug. But it's actually called a Zaguna Micro. Zaguna Micro. Little guy. I haven't thrown him yet. Then I got this fancy micro Pompadour. I haven't thrown this really yet. It's a bluegill with a wild color on it. Looks pretty cool. Then of course the Mega Bass Pop X, Baby Pop X. I didn't want to call it Junior, and it's Baby. Baby Pop X. This works too. I've caught a couple of these. When I need the bomb, I think these might be up there on the heavier side too. They might be 6 grams. I know for sure those Whopper Ploppers might be the heaviest. This new network members, what the heck is that, man? I know it's a Luckycraft NW. It says 15th. This one says 1995 on it. But I got a couple of them in different colors. It just says the 15th on them. A couple of them in different colors. This is a pencil. This one's actually called a pencil. I feel like they're all pencils. They just got different names from what time they were. This one's a bevy pencil. An Amigo. Oh, this is crawler bait here. This one's called, man, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this thing. have 2 of them and don't know the names of them. They begin with like a K. I'm gonna have to do some research and I'll give you the name. I'm actually gonna put these in the description because the name's so crazy. But it's a crawler bait is what they call them. It has the same style as the Jitterbug to me, that back and forth fan bait ordeal. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's a pretty wicked name. But I'll definitely put it in the description, maybe. Depending on how I feel. With 75% of the people looking and not subscribing. This one is actually by Chase Baits. I had it before it came out. And it's called the Cicada. It says Chase Baits on it, but it's definitely a soft, smushy body. I tried using it in a lily pad pond, the stupidest mistake ever. I won't do that again. On the outside of the lily pad is cool, but inside, no. And then here is my knockoff that I painted of the Siglet, and I flipped the wings. Instead of them being backwards, I flipped them forwards. And I haven't tried it actually because I got all these other lures. I'm gonna give it a try in the spring. And the bugs start to get on the water and stuff. I'm gonna try it. It's one I sprayed up just messing around. Some lunker hunter frogs. I didn't throw those too often. I should have threw these on those lily pads, but bait finessing on lily pads is really not a good idea. Hula poppers. A couple of hula poppers. And the last but not least, the Bevy Popper. That is all of my lures that I like to use. These really work. I say aggressive when the tail's that big, and depending on how the fish act. If they're not wanting this, I'll switch to one of the ones that don't have the feather tail. But yeah, those are my go-to lures that I like to use. And as I said before, you guys need to subscribe, just not watch. Comment, share your experience. Tell me how you feel. I'll definitely tell you how I feel. I feel like you guys should subscribe. But anyways, compact. Daiwa with a Shimano. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flap. Whatever. First of the 3, the Scorpion Bait Finesse on a Daiwa 666B, and I really like the setup. I am using Finman Innovations line snip lure holder on all 3 of them, and on all 3 of them I am also using the Cyber Fishing digital journal, similar to Fish Brain, and that's the lure holder and line cutter and tag cutter. And no, I'm messing with you. I'm not extending that out down here. It's not gonna happen. Number 2. The fastest of the group. 8-1. On the Daiwa Triple B. 666 is the Aldebaran Bait Finesse XG. I think the Scorpion may be the slowest of the group because it's not high gear. I think it's standard. And now that I realize that, I should have threw the chatterbait on that, because I threw it on this here, not thinking, because it was out. And that trout, he tried chasing, he tried to keep up with it. He wanted to check it out, but it got away from him. And that is the Aldebaran. Lightest of the 3 as well. I used this and had to second guess how hard or how much power I could put into swinging that thing. Just feels really weird, especially when you're using this bad boy for the longest. And it is the Triple B, of course, again, with, you guessed it, the Conquest Bait Finesse high gear. I think this is 7.2. Still wasn't picking up enough line. I lost a lot of topwater fish to this because the line wasn't being picked up quick enough. Or it could have just been me, my reaction time being too slow or too fast. It could have been that too. But those are the 3. Will they stand? They'll be pretty smooth if they did, but no, they're not, so I'm not gonna take that risk. That's the 3, that's the 3, that's the 3. My go-tos right now. Will it change? I doubt it. And the reason why I say that is because they're light. I have finally learned how to fight fish on these. I've had my line broke 3 times maybe. Making some silly mistakes, drag being too tight, over pulling on the hook set, and putting my thumb down on the thing on the hook set. I don't know what I'm thinking, trying to make the lure really stick, but I'm gonna stop doing that. I lost a really nice Whopper Plopper doing that. And also in this bag is my net. It's a little entrapment. Bought it off of eBay, no, Amazon, and it didn't come like this. I modified it. It had a cloth net on it, and the first fish I caught on it, it smelled horrendous. So I'm like, yo, I gotta get it back home. Pops out. I would snap it, but I don't want to do all of that. Got a silicone net now, and it also has measurements on the inside. That is as far as it extends. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll sit it here. Boom. How long do you think that is? 4 foot. maybe. It's long enough for me. It works. I have landed every fish that has been put in this net, no problems. Oh, there we go. Boom. Pull this little button down in the front, fold it back, and it closes. Bang. That is it. And on this side of the bag, there is a space for this to go down in. I got some oversized grips right now. Oversized. That's from when I was catching walleye last year. No videos because I decided to want to share my experience with y'all this year, and this year has not been that good. I've been kind of hitting the same spot, same few spots, and the success has been alright, but I'm kind of getting tired of hitting those same spots, man. I know you guys are kind of getting tired of seeing those same spots, but until we are back to normal, that's what's gonna happen. Got these handy dandy forceps. I know you guys seen these. I had a guy complain that I was being a sissy and not grabbing the fish. And then I had another guy complain saying you're grabbing a fish and you're taking their natural slime off. So these are for the big boys. I have this to lay the fish down on. It's a piece of tarp, and I actually don't lay the fish on this. Don't even get it wet. It's just a hassle. It's a lot easier to take them loose, take the hook out of them with the net. Just keeping it up off the ground. Then on this side, I have a couple of bee vibes. Did I get the white? I did not get the white. They were sold out. That's why I didn't get the white. They were sold out. Put these up here. So I remember to put those on the... I'll go and check and see if they got it. Got this by Daiwa. It's a line remover. Very convenient. Very convenient. Very, very, very convenient. Especially when you're doing tournaments and you need to strip that line because you've lost most of the line on the reel on a bad hookup. In most cases, because my line is really thin and the way I have it set up, I won't lose that much line. I will lose my leader. Also, I made a mistake. I thought I lost it and I ordered a second one. Now I have two. I have my Deco Markers Premium Shake. And then you press down and you can mark your rods. Makes it easier when you're putting them together, trying to get those guides lined up. You put this on there, you already have everything lined up, and you mark it. When you go to pull the rod out, bing, 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 you know how it's gonna come out. And then my very last thing, which I barely use, is my tournament scale. And it's ripping the bag on this side. Yeah, my tournament scale. I barely use this bad boy. Not bad. One day, if you can see that. 19 pounds, not bad for a 2-hour trip. Most of my outings are also under 4 hours. I think my longest has been 4 hours max, but they're usually about 2.5 hours. I don't do full days since getting this system set up. Been doing a lot of traveling, walking back and forth with this setup. I like it a lot. Out of these 3 reels, I can't say I have a favorite now that I've figured out all of them and which lures can throw what. Like, I know this scorpion's not gonna throw that micro viper, even though I tried it just to see. It's not gonna work. The Conquest can do it. I throw my higher 4 to 7 grams on the scorpion. My mid-tier stuff, 1.5. I might try the 7 on this, but it's usually 1.5 to about 4.5. And this right here is my all-arounder, which is funny because it's round. All-arounder. I throw everything on this. Everything. If I feel like these two can't get it out there, this one will get it out there. I really like the telescopic rods. I had a bunch of telescopic rods, by the way. I bought a discontinued Palms Moolah. I got rid of that. Albu Garcia's trouting, way too whippy for me. Medium light's like the perfect rod for me. Medium light. And then light, because I got some lights coming in, by the way, but they're spinning. Telescopic blaze-on rods, and these triple Bs are, I won't say discontinued, they're off the market right now. They're not being made. So if you find somebody selling one, they're going to want a lot. I've seen up to as high as almost $600, but I wouldn't pay that. I've found these for $160, $180, around that range. Good price. I think everybody's using these over there or something now. If someone from Japan is watching and can explain to me what is going on with these rods, please let us know. Fill us in. I've been looking for some replacements because 2 of the tips broke, probably about an inch, 2 inches off of each one. And I'm kind of OCD when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'll probably put those up for sale and then try to get 2 new ones. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. You all have a good night. And if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. You can turn the bell off. I'm not going to bother you.